Yo, what's up, people? How are you doing? Banange, Olwale Singa Mutulabe mu full force. We are dressed for the weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, we are dressed for the weekend.
Yep.
Naye honey, eyo sati bagiyita batyo yamadde sati ya. What's that called? Because I see you with your smart boyfriend jeans.
I'm wearing boyfriend jeans and a boyfriend shirt.
And a boyfriend
shirt. You're my boyfriend.
Mwami Kuteesa is our guest today. Yes, okay, no, jogera coat.
Mwami Kuteesa, can't I wear his clothes?
Mchala wa mugonjofu yasomesebwa. Kyenjagala okusookako. Abantu abalaba programs zammwe zino. They must learn from you.
Yeah.
Mchala kyena mwagalako already era nakibagamba dda is the approach gyayitamu baawe. Approach ya Mr. Mulondo.
Yeah.
Mbagamba nnyo every day that omusajja yenna custom wa reverence.
Yeah.
Ojja mumalako ebirungi. Kati ate ono tali mu benzi namusanga oli nga bakudduka ng'avuga benzi naye bali abajoga babaabwe babeera mu busipasiyo nekazikirira ku kkubo kujoga bba omusajja lw'omujoga takukyusiza mipiira. And by the way, I'm being realistic with these things.
Let me tell you, since I'm that chick, that thing is so true. Mr. Mulondo can be so annoyed with me, with things.
Yes.
But because there's this, he even goes to do it like, let me bring that cow of yours,
exactly.
and I change that tire.
Exactly.
As if he's so annoyed. I'm like, okay.
Exactly. Each time, it's in the DNA of a man
that
to be
makes so much
uplifted.
Sense.
Naye gwoba ng'olowooza ojja kuvuma omusajja omuyite buyisi Brian gwe Mulondo ojja ddiba n'emipiira gy'emikadde gwe kagambe naawe okola waki togiteekako.
Women empowerment.
Naawe okola tosumbuwa nange nina ebizibu ebyange tulina fees tulina ki but the moment you knock him off and you no komawo in the Mr. Mulondo mbadde nsaba tukole ku kino ekyo kyokka Mr. yadde takigenderedde and he will tell you that naye takigenderera.
No, I mean the truth is, let me be honest, you did that post and I got so many people sending me screenshots and links.
Yes.
And I went to the post and you were talking about me calling Mr. Mulondo.
Yes.
And the truth is, when I think about it, I never call him Brian.
Yes.
Yes. I always
how did you start calling me Mr. Mulondo?
I have no idea. That's the thing. I didn't even know that I used to call you
Mr. Answer ye kanjikuwe. Nkuza. Now, when I talked about Nkuza, developing no kukula je yakulira.
Okay.
Of course, you got a lot of fools who came. She didn't grow up with the father. Nzadagambia ku social media, you don't miss those. But you see, she grew up with a respectable mother.
Yeah.
Because I've ever had that story somewhere.
Yes,
she grew up with a respectable mother. Now, that mother must have been able to teach the omwana alabira nnyo ku maama we. Omwana omuwala alabira nnyo ku maama we.
It's true.
Okitegedde?
It's true.
Ate omwana omulenzi ayigira nnyo ku taata we.
Wow.
Ono alabira, ono ayigira.
Yeah.
You get that?
Those are two different things.
There are two different ones. The boy learns a lot from the father.
Learns.
Yes.
And the girl
watches a lot the mother.
Makes so much sense.
Buli kyakola bw'abanga mama yebyula amuwachinga nnyo to make sense of why mom is doing that. Ekyo twakibagamba omwana asera na nnyina. You've ever heard of
I've
that?
heard of that.
Yes. Omwana asera na nnyina. The idea is ajja watchinga nnyina kyakola. Exactly. Oli ayiga. I said that driving like this. I mean, when you put black, it's called black, right?
Yes.
I mean, put black here.
You drive like,
No, he would want to see what daddy is doing. And then when dad is not in the car, you'll find him exercising and practicing what daddy does.
He's telling his mother, can you pass here?
Exactly.
Please, the way Papa does.
Absolutely.
So
but if Papa was here, if Papa was here, if Daddy was here, If Papa was here, why? Because Aigiranyo Kutata way. Which you must be able to do this thing the way Papa does it. I said that you try to have a faulty TV at home and be fixing it. For example, for us, try na TV ngabat BMP.
Yes.
Asshole on that side.
The ones of turning with the
yes, absolutely.
With that no. Yes.
Now, each time you were not yet back, or the father wasn't yet back, I would practice to bang it. I said, Daddy, banging it here. Exactly. I say, even if it doesn't kuterera, but he bangs it because abana bakulanyo observational learning. As the boys.
That's
so
true.
To all the ladies, of course we didn't come for this, but to all the ladies, yes, I mean, to all the ladies, please.
Yeah.
And there's even some other lady who
makes
does
so
that.
much sense.
What from Chalom Lala? Because there were 3. To all the ladies, please, even if no kumukolo, and this I'm telling you, no kumukolo, and you want to talk about your husband, the respect that you give to him is directly proportional to the respect people give to you.
That's true.
Now, it's very hard for someone
That's so
ngakwana oba like wa bodo bachi ngo na mumanyi nti mukazi wo na musiya kubanga mumanyi mukamusajja.
Oh wow.
Nawe ngeri gy'omuwamu ekitiibwa gwegenda ku mukolo tebasobola gamba nti gweyimuka wano muwala tebasobola
ogende wali emabega
tekisoboka kubanga bamumanyi mukamusajja number 1. Number 2, ate n'engeri gy'ayogera ku bbaawe eweesa ekitiibwa. Anyway,
Godfrey Kuteesa. You are loved and lost in equal measure.
That's very true.
I
know. For me, I'm like that. Why? Because I realize that even when you do not speak, you'll be lost. Even when you speak, you will be lost.
Yeah.
So you rather speak and live. I mean, live empty.
Just do what
you
you're
are damned if you do.
Yes.
You are damned if you don't.
Exactly. I want to live empty. It has to be done. It has to
That's
be.
So
I have to have my impact on the social networks so that people go back to my lessons and learn from them.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but you know what's so funny, Godfrey? I'm so glad that you said that because there's so many people who are watching right now and they're supposed to do certain things, but the fear of what people will say about them, what people will, how they will be mistreated. I mean, you get onto TikTok and someone says, yes, I'm
exactly.
You're like,
what have I done to you?
Why?
Indeed.
Would you do such a thing, you know? But for you to remember that, man, I'm not here for that person only.
Yes.
I'm also here for the person who says, that lesson taught me so
Absolutely.
well. You've saved my child.
Absolutely.
You've saved my marriage. You've saved my business. That is why we are here.
Absolutely.
That's so
awesome. So you changed so many lives of young boys.
Young men, yes.
Very passionate about making the men strong again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Traditional.
The traditional man.
Yes.
So first define for us.
Traditional?
What's a traditional man?
You already won.
How?
Ekibattamu mulowooza traditional man talina kwogera luzungu talina kubanga akubya ebinu talina kuba no. Traditional man is the one who is in charge. You have traditional masculinity. You take back authority. You know, and you don't apologize for that. Now, modern men, I mean, in all, I've never seen the drive. What do you call drives with the Mulondos? Right. I've never seen it when she's the one driving.
No.
And people want her to drive.
No, it's okay.
I can never drive.
But it's okay.
When he's here.
But you see,
how?
She is falling under your submission. How much take the thing
under his authority.
Exactly.
Yes.
You being in charge. No, everyone to get the chairman. But her being here, you're a traditional man because you're in charge. Exactly. You're being in charge.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's his traditional masculinity. Traditional masculinity is taking back authority. Why? Because modern masculinity gave authority to the ladies. And
or it does this switch.
Exactly.
Like when you're strong, I take charge where I'm stronger, and he takes charge where he's strong. What's that?
And I tell you, you would not want, Brian, you would not love to see Blake 8 years, 15 years from now. All right? Nga girlfriend way.
That's so true.
You will not.
That's so true.
I already get upset when the sister is bullying him.
Exactly. Why you jolly? Why? Because
to be bullied.
it's in the DNA of a man to lead. If you want to understand the DNA of a man to lead, go to the Genesis story.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that God first created Adam?
Yeah.
Naso kamu wabi nobyo nabe na mugamba bino you are in charge of what nasirika nalyo kamwebasa naleta Eva.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
It is not that yabawa bombi.
Yeah.
Yamugamba, even the Garden of Eden and the fruit of what byonna yabimugamba ali bogu. That's why when she sinned, God called Adam. He didn't call Eve. Yeah. Adam and Eve, where are you? He said,
Adam, where are you?
Adam.
Nti omukazi gwe wampa.
Exactly.
The woman you gave me.
Yeah, but
blame
God
them.
asked Adam. No, but God asked
Adam.
No, he didn't ask Eve.
No.
It's not that God didn't know what had just happened.
Certain things.
God knew what had happened.
Exactly.
You know?
But he gave...
I'd never thought about
Oh no, he gave the authority.
Adam.
Absolutely. He gave the authority to who?
To Adam.
To Adam.
And he was holding Adam accountable.
So, for us men, it is accountability.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes.
The reason as to why most of the men were passive in homes is that we do not want to be held accountable.
But and yet you still will be held accountable. You'll still be held accountable.
So we want to be in a place where like Olabi.
Hey, where Sarah was some radio? Hey, where Sarah was some radio? Olabi, mwana jomu tutu.
Mwana yeno nese.
Hey, Olabi.
You are the one who brought that story.
Hey,
I've done that to Manuela before.
Olabi, it's in our DNA. But now, you see, our traditional fathers, they could never allow chechuwachi. But what we've been doing, they were protecting. You didn't get that. They were protecting. Why they were protecting? This is it. Now, they were saying, Omchalo no singa agenda ku party. Never be simu ye. Agenda ku nkabirira. Kala masimu tegadi ngawo. Kali oba nafudira ekizibu. Nza agenda okudda mu kizibu ekyo. Brian, if Manuela got a problem, ngagenza oba ku house party oba nanka ngagenza eka. Teyagambyeko, but she's going to bang with the friends. Nagenda yeka. What is going to happen then? What is going to happen there? You are in charge of that problem.
Yeah,
you know that?
True.
There's no she's your partner, she's your wife. Why not genda ku mulimu ojakutandika obutagenda ku mulimu because you need to take care of her. You know all that even never fe tubitunulira ndugamba toja genda.
Yeah.
Hey.
Toja genda. Toja genda. Traditional masculinity. It takes back authority.
Yeah.
Now, in one way, if you find the likes of Manuelas, they said, but baby, now your accepting is indirectly saying, in case there is any problem, I will stomach it.
Yeah.
You didn't get that? In case there is any problem, I can take it on. Kubanga.
Yeah.
I approve.
I approved. That's the point of traditional masculinity.
Yeah.
Sikugenda into money. Bankubiddeyo. You do not have anything to explain. Awaliwo obuzibu ku explanation.
Yeah.
Explanation eyo nti twalonze fenne essomero lino ne twalamu omwana baby gwe approvinga. If Sungari to 1-to-1 in percent.
That's so funny when he was blaming me. I told him, no, honey. By virtue of the fact that you
we've
paid
had that
fees.
fight before.
I'm sorry, dear. You approved.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Our approval.
That was your approval.
And you know what's funny? Because as men, we don't want to do the work of looking for schools.
No, we don't.
Say, baby, go and look.
Hey,
and then you
no,
bring
no.
and represent. Kati, obviously, she's going to go where she wants.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
And nature nacho kiri mu DNA yawe ekyokunoonya. Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we do.
For them, they will go and look at the toilets.
Yeah.
For them, they will go and look at the teacher.
Yeah.
They said, but when I met the teacher, or teacher of this,
class.
Of this girl. Never the town you
What?
Hey,
Yeah,
for them they will
we
do
do.
that.
We do.
You will not.
You are
With
about that.
basa
It's like-
with game.
Yeah.
Yes, Subo.
Basa.
Okay. How much? That's it's in our DNA.
So I feel that, Godfrey, you're talking a lot to when women feel attacked when they hear you speak.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I mean,
Some
you can't
women.
blame them. Yes, some women feel attacked, and you can't blame them because, unfortunately,
Yes.
while you're advocating for traditional masculinity, men have abused traditional masculinity.
Very true.
Narcissism has entered inside there.
Yes.
Domestic violence has entered inside there. You find that a man is refusing a woman to go to a party.
Yes.
Not because he's thinking there might be a problem, but he's like, no, my wife shouldn't be seen by other men.
Yes.
And you're like, no, something.
It's just a party.
Yes, it's just a party with my girls.
Yes.
I mean, you have men who don't want women to get out of their house because they believe women should be in the kitchen.
Yes.
And yet, the truth is, life is changing.
Yes.
How can you talk about this masculinity,
traditional masculinity
in a modern world?
Let me give you a flat scenario. I like your question.
Yeah.
What I fear are the words and the terms that you're using.
Okay. You
The
can
terms
correct us.
the terms that you're using, because these terms have been brought about by wave of feminism.
Yes.
When you start talking about narcissism and there's another word that they keep on using, controlling and what, but
toxic masculinity.
exactly, toxic. Yes, of course. But do you realize that most of these words are targeting the male gender?
Yes, they are.
They are targeting the male gender. Why? Because that was a wave that brought about that. When you talk about, for example, you, Manuela, like it or not, you're controlled by your husband.
Yes, I am.
But
I am.
Yes,
yes,
you are.
Oh,
But no,
yes.
you know why, Brian? You're squeezing your face because of that. Because you think you come from a school of thought whereby the word control puts you off instantly. A man controls the wife. Nobo yagala, nova to yagala. Indirectly. And it's in the DNA of Manuela to fall into your control. That's why you are sinking together. If
And
she
when
starts,
I wasn't,
yes,
we were fighting.
era kasitata nko repairinga eyo control you.
Ngachiika.
Exactly. Ngachitandika okuyiika. Toja kumvuga. You're not going to tell me what to do. You're going to, but
The days of suffering are over.
We never had fun at
Manela was saying to me, the days of operation are over. I said, operation? What do you mean operation?
Yeah, no, that
But you see-
was before the Holy Spirit spoke with you.
but you see, and you have to give her credit for that. What she called oppression, to you it wasn't. To you it was pushing your authority. For her it was saying, this is too much.
Yeah.
That's why you have a lot of feminists who say, I cannot be controlled by a man. If you cannot be controlled by a man, stick with the dogs.
Because those ones you...
I mean, you will control the dogs and walk them on the streets. I cannot be told by a man what to do. Every man will tell you what to do. Number one. Two, a feminine, not a feminist, a feminine woman who has understood her femininity will fall into place. That's why she's telling you, I can drive, because last time I met her driving. I can drive, but I don't want to drive when you are here. She's falling into a place. She feels comfortable when you are in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a man to feel comfortable to be in charge of you, telling you what to do is one of the things. You're not going to say, I know I want my man, but I don't want to be told what to do. What you want is a dog. Exactly. No, I mean, I'm being realistic.
On another day we shall talk more about
We will.
this thing. How I think, Godfrey, we need to talk about, to make sense of this conversation, we need to talk about how men should lead.
Yeah,
Because the
some of us
leadership of
don't
no,
know.
no, no.
The truth is,
The
some of us,
leadership of men.
we don't know how to lead.
Yes. The leadership. Not how men should lead. No. The leadership of men.
The leadership of men.
Yes. obukulembeze bw'abasajja.
Okulembera otya?
Si omusajja akulembera atya.
Mufumbo.
Obukulembeze bw'abasajja. The leadership of men.
How are we able to lead people at work?
But we can't lead
we
in
lead
our homes.
a company of 500 employees as men.
It is possible. It is possible. How is it possible, Brian? At work, you write
reports.
Contract bibeera mu contract waliwo ebibeeramu ebigambo ebyo ojja kukola booti ne booti ne booti mubiyita
KPIs.
It's a contract.
Yes.
It's your
The contract has a KPI. Your KPI is your JD.
Description.
Ojja keranga wano saawa 2 okole booti ojja kureportinganga boodi ojja kukola booti ojja kukola booti ojja kukola booti. Those are job descriptions.
And they are non-negotiable.
And when you don't do them, you're penalized.
Exactly. Tofuna musaala.
You've not done your job.
Exactly. Naye wano tulina description yaffe. You understand?
Or we've refused the description.
Oh no, amavudde wa maama we. Now I was watching that thing in engeri gye wamukwana. Omanyi n'okwana okwo nako okuliidinga.
Really?
Daba no.
Tell me.
Omanyi nti n'okukwogereza omuwala nakwo nsonga ya bukulembeze. That's why I've told you obukulembeze bw'omusajja. Even to kukwana a girl is a point of leadership.
Wow.
Why? Kubanga there are many younger men. Oba waliwo abasajja nga tasobola kwana mwana. Tasobola kwana muwala. Exactly. That's why it's mpulira nnyo obusungu ng'omwana omulezi tasobola kwogereza. Do you know the power in a boy ng'ayogereza omuwala? Afuna n'omulimu to be able to pay to get money amugulire toffee. Nagamba nti ngenda mugulira akasanirizo. Afuna n'omulimu. You know that you can push Blake to work. Kubanga ayina interest in muwala.
Because he wants to impress the girl.
Exactly. That is power. That is obukulembeze bw'omusajja. The leadership of a man. Nti asobola okutuuka namugamba I'm taking you out on a date. Ne batuula ffe twatulanga ku chipazi n'otuula n'oyogereza omuwala n'omugulya kibimbo n'akinuuna.
I never took you to chipazi.
Mukwana bulungi. You know what taking me to Sebanchaye. Mr. Mulondos.
Sebancha is still in business. Sebancha is still in
for
business.
chapati and gravy.
One man, in my defense.
Meanwhile, the restaurant was right under my hostel.
I was saving for the future, Manuela.
Nenda kakati omanyi ye yayagala kutwala mu kintu ekiri tradition ate nayagala ekyo nkyagadde nnyo because no I mean because omukyere gufika nawo n'otwala ku hostel waggulu si bwe exactly no musajja afaayo kati let me go back to now let me now to go back to what I was talking about is that the leadership of a man is innate.
Okay.
Bamuzaala nabo.
That's true.
Kyekyo waaki omwana omulenzi edda bamuwa gwe basookanga okutunuzaamu obusika.
That's where it comes from.
Newabeera nga baganda be bonna abakulu be bawala bagambanga maama nti tozaddeeyo musika omusajja tomuzaliddeeyo musika.
Interesting.
Have you ever noticed that?
Man wanted a girl for her firstborn. I told him Deka.
Uno mukazi mugezi nnyo.
Zendi mukusaba. I'm praying for her.
Uno mukazi mugezi nnyo.
Kino ekintu so that burden
Gets gone,
off because your parents are going to look for a boy. My parents are going. Everybody's going to be looking for a boy. Olaba when my young brother got married. My father came on stage. He has girls who have children, and he said, "At last, I'm going to have my first grandchild because his first boy,
is getting married."
No, and this is like his young son, but this was the first of his boys to be getting married. Now, I'm going to get a grandson, a grandchild.
I remember.
All of us we all got shivering. Then he said, then he said, it's because all of you girls, your children are for their man. Not here.
Okay. I remember Mr. Joe Pachito.
Mr. Joe Pachito
said but how can he say that? Oh Lord.
After we keep
mubimanyi deno mukampala kasita tusala ne tutandika okuderije twava amazima gatandika okwolekebwa. And you know the challenge, you asked me a question why I'm lost and loved in equal measure. It's because I bring the truth from the village to the city. Now, why I'm still explaining the leadership of a man. Nobody yazalanga abana bonna. All right? Ngabona bawala, they are educated, they are what bonna nabazala bamubuzanga ugenda kola otya oli ekigambo ekyo. Okay, now what are you going to do? Ngato ina mulenzi. What are you going to do? Do you know why? Because it's the boy who expands the family tree.
That's true. It's true.
That mantle is biblical. You cannot deny it. Do you have an idea that when Jacob was blessing his children, he never blessed his daughter?
He did.
You know, this cattle
even blessed Joseph's children. Joseph's children
who were grandchildren
to him, but did not bless his daughter.
Dinah wasn't blessed.
He didn't bless her.
Tell him more in the 12.
She's not even in the 12 tribes of Israel. Yeah.
So this patriarchy thing started in the Bible.
In the Bible.
No, it's mama nyoluzungu.
Yeah.
Musobola okwekalakaza ku internet nga mwagala ne mwogera ki ne mubigana. But you see, these are foundations that you cannot break.
Yeah.
When I put a lot of effort on men, it's especially young men. It's not that I'm trying to be misogynist. What? No, you look at them. No gamba katirabono. I'm one of those people actually. If you abuse me, first go to your profile.
Should I spend effort on?
No,
oh my God, you're not the only one. Do you know we do that? There are times when someone you go to their profile and you're like,
exactly.
No.
I
cannot engage in this conversation. It will make me look.
Let
me leave this conversation.
Exactly.
And you preserve yourself for more meaningful debates.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes.
So the idea to progressing with the leadership of what? Of men. Now, after God doing that, there are other feminine or feminist biblical scholars that came up.
That's true.
No, the Bible is so patriarchy.
Patriarchal.
No, that's not the way God sees things. But you see, when the children of Israel were leaving Egypt, have you ever noticed the number of people they counted?
They counted men.
They counted
men, yeah.
Friend,
okay, so when you're reading the Bible, you just read. So I read the story.
Yes.
And the stories you're talking about, I know them. But
you've never put an extra eye.
I'm like,
it is yes,
they said
the Bible is very
they counted the 12 million that left. Was it 12 million over what? Nebagamba, without counting women and children.
Even when they were doing the feeding of 5,000
men,
the 4,000, they count them.
Do you understand why?
The children.
Because a man has got a mantle that you cannot take away from them.
Yeah, you cannot sit in that mantle.
Now, a young boy who
if you try to take away that mantle, there is this stability.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that's.
But, you know, one of the things. Let me say this to appreciate you.
Yes.
In your work that you're doing, you're working with young men, because one of the reasons I feel that feminism came up. These whole terms these modern terms that you've spoken about have come out. It's because, yes, ultimately, while some women would desire to be led, there are men who are just bad men. Very true. They like Brian said, their leadership is questionable. They have no vision.
Even as a man, I would not allow him to lead me. I would not allow that man to lead me as a man.
Yes. So so I feel that many times we come onto your page upset because maybe the man we have is not a good man, and we're just wondering if I give this man money, because I know, like, for a fact that Brian knows all my sources of income. All my money comes before his eyes, and he tells me. I give him options of what I was thinking I could do with the money.
I like that.
And then he tells me which one. And if none of them would work, he then tells me which one he thinks would work.
Exactly. I like that.
So now imagine you have a man who's irresponsible. Who then says, I think with that money let's start a business. Meanwhile, none of his businesses has ever worked. But now you've brought all your money, your children's inheritance, and you're giving it to him. And you want to listen to Godfrey. You want to listen to Manuela. You want to listen to Brian. You want to do this thing and believe that your man can be a traditional masculine man. Or you go to him because I mean, a traditional masculine man should be able to keep his vow to you and keep his promise that he's sleeping around. Now you're fearing that you might get some diseases. That's why you're not sleeping with him. And therefore you can't accord him that he can't give you, as in women.
You deny him conjugal.
Now, it's not because you don't want, but the man you have is insufficient in many ways. He's bukulembeze. Remember, Brian, the time we were having an argument and I was like, Brian, you can't say you are leading me and I don't know where we are going.
That's very true.
Can you just communicate with me that this is where we are going? You know? So
but then also let me pick it from there. But then also there's a part of us in men whereby I will not disclose everything to you.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You know, Brian can be leading you.
That's true.
Nengatajja kuwa information.
He might not give me all the information.
Ngataja na kutipinga ko why? Because you see, for us men, we come from a point of trial, but we will do it. Most women come from a part which says, no, I want to be sure.
I mean, because we are your helpers. I want to But to be your helpers. Even the Bible tells us that when a man leaves his home, he comes to become one. So while a man is like
absolutely
God, and me as a woman, I'm like that.
But also,
and God doesn't give me.
If I disclose some information,
exactly.
But I think there is a need for you to be very to do that dance really well. How much information can you give me, and how much information should you keep away from me?
I love that we've brought out something.
The
Bible says that, and God spoke to Abraham and told him, pick up your only son. Say that again. Your only son. Bring him and slaughter him to me. Right? The guy wakes up tomorrow, picks up the son.
He can't tell his wife. He didn't tell his wife.
We are going to the mountain. The guy is going to murder the son. But he don't say that. You know what? You know what, honey? Now, honey, you know what? Since they talked about openness,
communication,
you know, I got this
being
dream.
my helper.
You know, God told me to sacrifice this boy.
If you were the one, what would come to you, Manuela?
I would run away with my son.
No, you would actually fight both of them. If the leadership of a man is questionable. First of all, let's go back to the terms of leadership. What you term as leadership. What Manuela Mulondo would term as leadership from Mr. Mulondo would be to pay school fees. For her, it would be to pay school fees, to build a house, to manage and to take care of the home. To Manuela, that is leadership. But then to another Sarah, that
those
she doesn't.
Small
yes,
issues.
Those are small issues because she can do that. All right?
Mm.
Yet for her, what she terms as leadership is in bed. Exactly. Is in bed. Some sudden, is Tai Sobra na Mzai no Mujo Kizanta no Kolo Mnimugo Gwechi Sadia. A certain Sarah, that is leadership.
Yes.
To a certain Jackie, what she looks at as leadership is to be able to talk to the boys or to the kids, to discipline them,
instruct them.
Absolutely. To discipline them, to instruct them. That's what she calls leadership. To another, Barbara, what she looks at as leadership, right, would actually be as long as he comes back home.
Okay.
You see, these are varying things.
Yeah.
Whereby a Barbara, if her husband is sleeping around, she would say, but all men are like that.
Men are dogs.
No, she would not say men.
Dogs.
No, men are polygamous by nature. The area you deal with it there.
So that won't bother her.
That wouldn't bother Barbara. Yet with the Jackie.
Ha, Manuela. I want Mr. Mulondo to know.
Now, to a certain Jackie, she says, I don't care who she is with, as long as she can pay school fees for the kids.
As long as it gives me what I want.
Yes. Another one.
Oh, so that's why you'll see women.
Some don't. It
they
passes
don't care.
them.
They
do
even
not
know
exactly.
the girls, but he does the.
Mr. Mlondo, I care.
Atika
Do not
categories. Two categories.
As a driver.
Mr. Mulondo,
Distracting me as a driver.
let me inform you. Let me inform you.
Just be happy.
As they are coming to my category, I will not. I cannot.
So,
I'm not able
no,
to be those women.
No, Kati, Michalo no tofa, it's auto distracting.
Okay, let me leave you.
About that chat in your
People said distraction.
So you have got, you know, there is no uniform thing. But yet, to the men, and now this is how fun it is and how mysterious it is. Actually, not funny, but mysterious. There is no man who doesn't care if their wife sleeps around.
Yeah.
That's true.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
The moment the man knows that their wife slept around, I'm coming out.
Yeah.
You see that? Because it is not in the DNA of a man. There is no tolerance of a woman sleeping around.
Yeah.
Yet, I don't want to say in the DNA of a woman there is tolerance. No, it's not there. But it is something that can be looked over.
Because of the other things.
It's not the bad.
When you providing.
Want, I mean,
you even go to your mother and your mother says,
you picked it out of my head.
Oh,
yes, that's what I was going to tell her. You see, it's in the DNA. Now, let me bring the other part as well. The other part says, we're still on the leadership of men. The other part says, after knowing the things that matter to a Barbara, to a Jackie, to a Manuela, to a Cynthia or whoever it is, atandika yoku prioritizing anagamba nti no nze kasitebya apa biteka manya gange.
That's what's priority.
Yes, for me it's a leader.
Interesting.
Kasitebya apa biwera manya gange. As long as my children are well taken care of. Omula nagamba nti nze kasitaba ngajjawo wano asulawo kenaku 2 a week ebira sagala kolaki kumanya. You see how they categorize for themselves. The another ones.
But the essay is on why.
I'm getting a bit of pressure.
You see, Manuela, you know, to make this one understanding for you, do you say that you can have Mr. Mulondo 24/7 days? But then there is another one who would just say, as long as I have him 2 hours, it's enough a week. 2. 2 damn hours of him
Why are you looking at
is
me
enough.
like that?
Okay, not
I don't want
Mulondo.
you to get
Okay.
ideas. I want you to just know he's talking to the audience.
Yeah,
Where he's not
but
talking
I
to you. He's not
No,
talking
no,
to
no. You see, why am I bringing this out? Is that it's not a uniform thing when it comes to women, but there is a common denominator when it comes to men. No man can share a woman. Tario. Because jealousy, that's what makes us the leadership of men. Now, going back to this, we're still talking about the leadership of men. There are some people now. I've told you the priorities or what others prioritize. But do you know why others now have learned to prioritize? There is a certain Barbara somewhere who has a very good job. She can afford to take the kids to school. She can afford to even buy stuff for home. She's even paying the rent. Or she is even the one who constructed the house. All she needs is a man who comes and
That's
makes
the business.
Exactly. Bed is what she's busy.
That's what she wants.
Bed. That's what. You see where I'm going?
There's a song,
Manuela?
Godfrey. There's a song, Godfrey. Every woman needs at once pluck a valley, a brother she can call when her man ain't doing her.
Manuela is breaking down.
Sorry.
She's breaking down. I mean,
I hope it's just for knowledge.
It's-
No,
it's
I
for
research
no.
a lot.
Yeah,
I
just-
research a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
now what is happening here, Manuela? And these are realities we're talking about.
No, I know.
And then
I
you
know
will
their
understand
realities. I
why-
know that. Yeah. No, I understand the realities very well. But it goes to show you how much our society has continued to deteriorate.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Because how did we go from a place where, like for example, when I look at leadership in the Bible, the comparison that God gives men
Yes.
is Him and His love for the church.
Absolutely.
And He laid down His life for the church. That was God's definition
Absolutely.
of leadership.
Absolutely.
And I've
Agreed.
told Brian many times, and we've shared a lot many times. I've said, Brian, I need to know that you would die for me.
Yes.
That when push comes to shove,
Yes.
I am your number one priority.
Yes.
My well-being is
Yes.
your number one priority.
Yes.
Because when that is the case,
Yes.
submitting to you is piece of cake.
Yes.
But why
It's
does
piece
it
of
involve
cake.
me
But-
having to die?
But-
Again,
Why do I have to
because for
die
me,
for
Brian,
you?
my definition of leadership comes from the Word of God.
Of God.
And the Bible tells men that you love the woman as Christ loved the church.
Yes.
For He laid down His life
Yes.
for the church.
Absolutely.
The leadership was a very loving
It is so extreme.
leadership. It's very extreme, but
Selfless.
that is the measure.
Yes.
It was a selfless way. And Brian, let me tell you, to be honest, I submit to you because of the selflessness you have. Like you've just shared. The truth is, Godfrey, all our land is in my name.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
All our land is in my
Nze ndi
name.
mwavu, sirina.
He doesn't have. You understand? But I see that as a selflessness. And he's told me before, because I asked him, why is that the case? And he said the reason it is because I know that come what may, you'll take care of our children.
Wow.
You understand?
Yes.
So I know there's a I submit to that selflessness. I know that because my well-being and the children's well-being comes first in Brian's
Yes.
life.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
When he tells me don't go to that party,
Yes, yes.
it is because it's coming from that selfless place.
Yes, yes.
But you have a man
Yes.
who's not doing that.
Yes.
He's giving all his land in different women's
Yes.
names, but he still wants you to submit to him,
Yes.
to respect his leadership,
Yes.
to honor his leadership.
Yes, yes.
And for me, that's where I have a problem. But that's
Yes.
why I was saying
I
actually want to thank you because I know for the programs that you've been doing, you're preparing men to be that servant leader.
Yes.
To take on their mantle, to take on their role.
Yes.
And I just pray that those boys that come into the program,
Yes.
the men that come into your program,
Yes.
understand that
Yes.
with leadership comes responsibility.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You are responsible for my
Absolutely.
well-being. Till when you go before God,
Yes.
if I don't appear,
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
God can say, Brian, yeah, you were taking care of her. Come.
Yes.
On this day, why did she do this?
Yes.
On this day, why did she make that financial decision? On this day, she sinned this way, and you were there. I gave her to you.
Yes.
And now this is in context of the Bible.
The Bible.
When God called Adam and asked him, okay, you've eaten the fruit, but it is you.
It is
charge.
you. Yes. So when judgment comes, Brian, can God call you?
Yes.
And you speak on my behalf?
Because I thank you for that. Now let me bring it in this way. I'm coming to that person you are talking about, to that man, that irresponsible man. I'm coming to that man. The other day I posted something about what's the name of that man? Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Kanye West Godfrey.
Kanye West.
Kanye West.
Each time that man is moving on.
He came to Uganda and they gave him the name Kuteesa.
Okay. No, each time, I want you to go back to the videos of that man. Each time that man is posting, walking with his wife, the wife is half naked or badly naked.
Yeah, that's true.
And he is wearing fully.
Yeah.
Covered every part.
Yeah.
Then I mentioned something. I said, this man is onto a mission to embarrass women, but most especially his wife. And of course, it's a fool who came up. I didn't say it. Hey, now, why do you blame it on a man? I said, but it's a responsibility. You. Would you walk with Manuela when she's naked?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Before she moves out, you would say, honey, that's not it.
Yeah.
But even her.
He does that a lot.
Exactly.
He's like, that one is not for, maybe for the evening.
But exactly. But you see, you're not controlling that happy J movie. But you see, you're giving a masculine comment, a leadership comment. That's a leadership of.
And it's easy to listen to you, Brian, because again, I know you're selfless in nature.
Exactly.
You're doing this for my good, not for your good. Because I also know Godfrey, Mr. Kuteesa, that Brian can let me go.
Yes.
But he's like, no.
Actually, the idea of Mukamusajja, and this for all men and all young men, when you get a woman, that woman's behavior is your responsibility. That's why in the olden days, they used to teach men to tame women.
Tame?
Yeah. Kasi rwashwende mwene tebigambo bino nga mubuka mubanga. Tebigambo bino. Tame, that's the word.
Like,
to tame.
Like animal.
Tole tebe bisolo. That's why I told you sagala kwogera mu luzungu.
It's animals that are
And
tame.
I tell you, there is no man awangade ne mukyala we. Ate teri mukazi asobola kuwangana na bawe. Nga bawe teyamuteminga.
Mulondos, it looks you tamed me.
Bino, nemubera mu motoka, nemunyumirwa, nemuseka, nemukola ono ogwe.
I've been tamed.
Esagali kono yali teminga.
I agree.
My goodness.
What is the definition of esagariko?
Olugundi gundi olu.
Actually, I feel like he managed me.
Exactly.
Maybe that's a word that might be easy.
But also,
I feel like in many ways he managed me within the context of our marriage. And he said, outsider, you can do your things, please. Yes. Feel free. Feel free to show people how to do, where to pass, how to go. But when it comes to this here between you and I, please,
that is
he really managed. And how he managed me, guys, let me tell you. Mr. Mulondos just keeps quiet.
Wow. You know, timing ya mtawana nyo. Aya.
Mr.
My
Mulondos,
goodness.
you keep quiet. Like I can be there. Like, honey, this land is so good. Zena, nene you are.
Ate echo kya mtawana nnyo ku musajja. Omusajja yenna ng'omuwani n'omusajja omulala mu kutu. Tokigezanga. Ayo! Togezanga n'owana omukyala yenna omugunjufu. Towaana ng'omusajja omulala. Kyetuba kingamba nnyo ab'amakanisa. Towaana ng'omusumba mu maaso ga bbaawo. Ajja kugamba toddayo.
The pastor will do competition.
But you know, it's so true. No wonder the Bible says women, wives, submit to your own husband.
Not the pastor.
Not somebody else's husband.
Because the pastor is someone's husband.
Someone else.
I can tell you.
Submit to your own husband.
I nana yo mchala we. Nenga na yamulaba mu ebituli. Gwo mulabe eno kuba ali eri wagulu mu banga. But let's go back to the taming bit.
Hey, Godfrey, can we just talk to you for 3 minutes? We cannot.
We have come for something else.
Now see where we are.
It's okay. It's okay. We shall talk about the other thing on another. But this tell your neighbor the thing that we are talking about is the real thing.
Now, there is no man. When you go back to your mama and you're reporting and saying Brian has done this and this, there's one question that she will always ask you. Or if you go to his mama, she will ask you, have you ever heard of that?
12 years later.
So Chiveko.
And 12 years later.
Now, the reason is why you go to, if you go to his mom, Omanga na yage is complaining about that way. But don't you know your father now? That's why those traditional mothers, one of the things that they will tell you in advising you or in shaping you, they'll tell you, you go musajao. You know what that means? When you learn him, you will wield him.
Oh. I've understood what you are meaning.
When you learn him, you wield him.
Hey. What do we wield?
Influence.
No.
Power.
Sword. You know the sword?
Hey.
Exactly. You wield the sword. Now, those Koreans, because I'm a fan of watching Korean movies, those Koreans, before they start training you how to wield the sword, they make sure that you hold it for more than 18 months.
Just holding.
It becomes
not
part
swinging.
of you. No, it becomes part of you. So that even when you throw it, it comes back to you. You didn't get that?
Is that where they said, Omsaja, he can go. But he comes back.
Kati.
Then they start to say, Omkazi yarogo Omsaja.
Hey, abatu yamuloga. No. Oh no. Wafuka chisochi. Akuwildinga.
She knows.
Oh
you.
My goodness.
Oh my. This is Jesus.
Secondly, that's why they say learning.
You won't be there. You won't Annie. You need to wield.
No, already akuwildinga. No, let me show you how. She's already wielding you. You know why? That in the 12 years. What was emyaka which took kama basajja no gamba nesikyakwana kati.
That's true, Brian. I said that before. I said I don't have that energy.
Buli musajja ajja kyogera bwatuuka ku myaka egy'ekikulu ngaffe. Nesikyakwana. Now listen, tasigaza ntakyalaba. Ni atebezaamu okuddamu okuspendinga yeetale ku Javazi autu bamugambye akukuta akola ki agamba ne kati nze ku myaka gino.
Now in every bar people are taking pictures. When you are growing up, there was no photography allowed in bars and restaurants. Now everyone selfie update story.
Kati era n'omwana yennyini nnyini ajjajja eriwo omusajja ono oba kufa abakulu amugambirawo naye kati munange sibyendika ebyo osagala kyengamba sibyenkola ki sibyendika ebyo tonsuubira kuteeka ku ssimu yange nga status tonsuubira kuwuuza zonsuubira kola ki ku lwaki waliwo amuwildinga a woman who has learned her man. And this and Manuela, now this I tell many other women who are actually intentional. I'm not talking about lousy fellows. I'm talking about those who are intentional.
Who want marriage.
Exactly. Now this is the thing. To learn the man, you study the man. Katona inengeri jazukanga batayagala kwogera. Kati gwe kyo wakiyiga kuye. oyinza okujja n'akasigiri ng'oyogera nnyo n'asirika ekyo kati wakimuyigako nti ono mwemusindika message n'atanziramu mba aba ategeeza kino okitegera bulungi nnyo siddamu kuba simu kane please decide I'm going to book the ticket no please decide kati olaba ekyo kati emyaka gino
Ate honey, you managed it well. Chobolaba, we went to Europe.
olaba mukolike eyo okitegedde
Honey, this is the sword. Hold it. Wow, Godfrey, you just
you explained so many
you explained
things
that
in
well.
our marriage.
many women they don't take the time to study and learn.
Yeah.
They study to criticize. And you know, in the DNA of a man, when you start criticizing, you've lost him.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
true.
musajja buli wamusonga ku kiki
Yeah.
agamba kale tujja kulaba unakoma. That's why many men they decide to keep quiet. Now, what you're talking about, the taming, which I talked about, and you felt offended by the word because that's animals and what and what. But you see, that's what happens. A man tames the wife. Bulungi nnyo ayinza omutemingira mu finances namuleka ewaka nagamba tojja kukola gye bali bangi they are going to be watching.
I want you to take care of the children.
Hey, togenda kukola
Hey,
togenda kukola nere edduuka lye mbadde nkuzimbidde kandijewo let us see
how you'll survive.
namutemingirawo nagamba nze banaye yansuula wano biki yansuula wano tavaawo nakwata omwaka ogwokubiri n'ogwokuzo paka after 4 years nagamba kati ngenda kukolera pharmacy
Otule.
neyanziza nnyo ssebo yayiga egamba nti kyekiwaki owulira abakazi abangi nga bagamba nayogera n'enkoowa. Have you ever heard of that?
Nenva ku musajja.
Do you know that? Do you know the meaning of that? Yali ateminga. Men tame the people they love.
That's so
Ne bw'aba takulinaako future akuleka bulisaawo n'agayisa go.
You are not okay.
No. Again, I'm just really worried about bad men.
Yes.
Because they are bad men. And, you know, sometimes they can get these conversations.
Yes.
And twisted.
Let me explain that.
I feel like this conversation.
This conversation, maybe we put a thing here down. This conversation is for functional men.
Yes, good men.
Maybe.
Because I don't want women to suffer at the hands of a man who is not a good man.
Okay.
Because you see, like, I'll give you an example.
Yes, please.
When we were fighting with Brian, I remember many times, every time I would go to report Brian to God, God would always come back with one answer.
Yes.
He's a good man.
Yes.
He's a good man.
Yes. Yes.
He's a good
That's
man.
what God told
That's
you.
what God told me.
God
And
is
he
good.
showed me,
God
wow.
is good. And all the time.
God is good
That's
and
his
that's his
nature.
nature. Wow.
Ah.
God showed me that Brian was a good man.
Yes.
And that I needed to change some things about myself for that goodness to ooze. You know, like how you eat a sweet and you find goodness inside it. It's a good sweet.
Yes.
But there's a way you have to chew it to enter the inside of it for the goodness to
Yes.
for it to come out.
Yes.
And so God started to work on me,
Yes.
on my heart, on
Yes.
my attitude, on my mindset,
Yes.
toward marriage, toward Brian,
Yes,
toward
yes.
submission.
Yes.
But ultimately,
Yes.
I had a good man.
Yes.
He was kind.
Yes.
He was loving. We were fighting, yes.
Yes.
But it didn't change who he was.
Yes.
Now, let's be honest.
Yes.
There are bad men.
Very true. They are there. And let me also.
And a woman doing all of these things would kill her for this man, would kill her.
No.
Instead of building up. I mean, we can have a woman do exactly what I did.
Yes.
And she still wouldn't get any goodness because the man is not a good
The-
man. I'm dying for you to talk to those men.
I totally understand what you're talking about. But then, you've heard of the reciprocal love? Reciprocal. Someone
one
will
that
tell
Bible talks about.
what you're looking at, a man that you're looking at as a bad man, the wife will tell you, this is my good man. You understand? There is another person who says, this is my good man. In that phase and season whereby you are reporting Brian to God, another person would say, oh my goodness, how can you even say that to that man? He's a good man. All right? But it's a phase. On us men, there comes a time whereby they say, you're a nice child, It's not your talking, it's not your tears, but it's just them that have gone through that phase. But let me also explain this. I want to come to your side a little bit. That they are poorly raised men. All right? Poorly raised men
yes.
who actually are abusive,
Yes.
who are disrespecting,
That's
who are
true.
poorly
Raised.
men.
Yeah.
In most cases, when you find that, there is lack of reciprocating. Ekigenda nekikola ki?
Nechida.
Now, for me, what about phrase gyewakoze mabegako sajagade yabadde gamba nti you submit to Brian because he's selfless and he has done things and blah blah blah. But now that phrase is a little bit wrong. A bit conditional. You understand?
Do fast, then I will
Do fast, and that conditional kind of approach. Yes, look, most of the girls who are watching this show.
No. Actually, let me correct that
Yes.
very quickly for those who are watching.
Yes.
Remember, I've just shared with you that God was doing a work
Oh yeah.
in me.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
At
At that time.
Yes.
So it's not like it was a condition.
Thank you very much.
Because I
Thank you very
started
much.
first.
Yes.
I yielded
Yes.
to Brian's leadership
Yes.
before he
Very-
showed me
very
or
good.
he
Very
yeah
good.
that happened
Very
before.
good.
But I've always said, and I've shared here on Right
Yes.
with Mulondos, one thing has to happen.
Yes.
Either the man has to rise up to his leadership,
Yes.
or
Yes.
the woman has to
Yes. Absolutely.
to submit.
Absolutely.
One of them has
Something
to
has to
happen
give
first.
first.
Exactly.
Yeah, it
No.
doesn't matter who comes first.
No.
But one of them has to happen
Absolutely.
for the marriage to. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why they say, ebyenkanankana n'ebisiki
Tebyaka.
tebikola ki? Tebyaka. But now, there's one last thing that I'm leaving out here.
Yes.
With us men, and because I want to explain a lot of us men, with us men, there is some kind of love that comes out of a man after he has seen that ono mukazi we yamutegeera. Nagamba nti naye gundi yantegeera.
They have done everything
Hey,
at the
hey.
end of the day.
Exactly. Even when you go to all these grandfathers and our fathers and what, there is one person they narrowed down to Nagama. Nayo no yakola ki? Yantegeera. Why do they say ono yantegeera? The reason is why ono yantegeera. Men love to be studied and understood. Because when you study a man and you understand him, you, like I told you, you will wield him in all directions.
That's true.
Bano abaana abakazi bamulabanga abaana babe babasomesa mu masomero ga bbeeyi takwata musajja sente namuzimusikambulamu nagamba nti oba toyagala ojagala butayagala nsoso oba bamalaaya bo nsoso koziwe abaana bange. It doesn't happen like that.
Yeah.
Those women have a way to wield that man. Just a way which actually is inexplicable. That it's not a uniform way that the way Manuela does her man is not the way.
Is that you should also do yours.
It's inexplicable.
Please, find yours.
Omukyala oyinza okutunira omusajja we n'agamba nti omusajja ono alina ebbuba. Okay. Let me learn and study him and treat him this way. Such that he is in my hands. I've seen women who say, oyo omusajja mwene munamwagalako mutya. Aliyodawo?
Mami Kuteesa, you know what's funny, folks? You know what's funny? We agreed about this, and we said let's talk about a different thing. But Kuteesa is so passionate about the man that he couldn't let us. So next
This was
time,
the intro.
next
meanwhile.
time.
He was like, now we finished the intro. Let's
Let's
do
go
the
to
main
the
topic."
1 hour later.
Amazing.
This is incredible. Put it in the chat. Put it in the chat. Tell us what's traditional masculinity
Yes.
to you. What does it mean? Are you doing it in your relationship? Is it working?
Yes.
Or you have successfully failed
Yeah.
to have it?
Can I tell you something? A traditional masculine man is so damn sexy. Like
Yeah.
it's so sexy.
Oh my God.
Really?
It's good.
So sexy.
Yeah.
It's like I've just shared a good one.
Huh?
But it just feels so nice. It feels so nice to know that you can do certain things yourself, but somebody is taking it off. It's so nice. It feels.
It is.
It's like how
It
Jesus
so.
says, "Come and lay your burdens at
Yes,
the cross.
you're right.
I will take care of it."
Bw'obanga omukyala wo tasobola kwebakako one time mu kifuba manya toli traditional.
Wow.
Nkubuulira ebintu byange bye mbagamba bano banaluwali babiwakanya naye nga beera amazima badde eri ate ne babipracticinga. Hey, let me tell you, there is just one way of handling a man, but there are many ways of handling women.
We leave it at that.